Last question comes from, so I can't pronounce his username, so I'm just going to go with Ben because that's the name he put, a.k.a. Ben. How do you say that?
iPotu.
iPotu. Okay, I don't even know what.
Just use Ben. It's easier.
iPotu.
Okay. Hi, Ben. So,
What's up, Ben?
what are your thoughts on Mario Kart DLC? Nintendo has retro tracks from multiple sequels, or from multiple games, including the arcade ones. So that's the grand total will be 9. That they could probably easily polish and release in new DLC cups, or even re-release older tracks with fewer modifications, keeping them truer to their original designs. What are your thoughts on this?
I like DLC. I mean, to me, no, like you could argue that give me the full game and give it to me once, and don't make me pay for something again. But there are all these. It just kind of keeps the lifespan of a game going much longer. Like I'll give you an example. Forza. On the Xbox One, I loved the game when it came out. I played the crap out of it. I measured my times against my friends, drove them crazy with my drivatar, and then I forgot about the game and I walked away. Even though it has all these features built in to make you come back, like giving you money when you send your drivatar out, right? Totally forgot about it. Then they say, hey, here's a Long Beach track. Yeah. And they give it to you for free. I'm going to boot that game up, download the track, play again. I'm going to get hooked again. Maybe they get me to spend money on something. But, like, in this case, they give it away for free. I think it's great. I think it's smart to extend the life of a game. I
think it is smart to extend the life of a Wii U game, or of any game for that matter, through DLC. However, I think that just judging by Nintendo's previous work so far with DLC, it's very hit or miss, and they seem to be tossing either all their eggs in one basket or hardly any at all.
Right.
So New Super Luigi U, perfect example of all your eggs in one basket. You went far and beyond what you could have and probably should have done, put like almost every level remade with a different controlling character for the most part. But then you have Pikmin, where they added also DLC. They had like, 4 or 5 packs for that game? Something like that. But then you have 3D World, which so far hasn't had anything. And that's a way better game in terms of quality.
I would argue that Super Luigi U is a standalone. Like
it was, but it was first released via DLC.
It was, but it was also printed on a retail disc with its own packaging.
But then something like Animal Crossing isn't getting DLC, but then something like Fire Emblem is.
Yeah.
Then something like, I'm trying to think of other
Mario
examples.
Kart,
Pikmin 3 did.
Mario Kart's perfect for DLC. It's a little more delicate because you can't just throw a track out into the wild. Everything is broken into like groups of 4, right? And it's broken into cups. So I don't know how many people play like that, but when I play with my friends, it's usually Grand Prix or, some battle mode and stuff like that. I could see them starting with battle modes, maybe throwing a battle mode track out in the wild, like being like, hey, you're driving on the back of a giant Wii U gamepad. Here it is. It's free.
I think the developers, though, look at some games and say, this is complete. Like, this is a complete experience. We don't have to go any further. I have a feeling that was the approach with Animal Crossing. So far, it seems like that was the approach with 3D World. Like, their highest quality games, they just kind of say, okay, we're done. Drop the mic. Let's go to something else.
What do you mean Animal Crossing didn't get DLC? Because they sort of get, like, seasonal little items and stuff like that. I mean, there's constantly...
That stuff's really small.
Well, what do you want?
You're not paying for any of that. That's all free, and who knows if it's even already built into the game. Like, I don't know that. You don't know that.
But how cool would it be if there was Mario Kart DLC that was free, right? Like, one of the most popular games in the world is Minecraft, and it's popular not just because there are mods out there and people create lots of videos. It's because that developer basically charged you once and then releases patches, and these patches contain all sorts of new things, and so you never fall out of love with that game. You keep on going back, like now they added like a new environment or a new creature that you can tame, and I think that's really smart for games. It just creates fans for life.
I think so too, and it keeps you playing. Like Call of Duty, that was their strategy when it hit its peak, which I don't know. I feel it has peaked, by the way, but it was like map packs, schedule, like every couple of months, done. Keep them playing. Don't trade it in, right? I don't know if Nintendo looks at games that way.
Maybe they're going to start.
But it would be really cool. I completely agree with you guys.
Like Pikmin was an example of where I like the DLC maps in Pikmin.
Me
but
too.
It was kind of hidden, right? Like, whereas like in a Mario Kart game, if they said, hey, you'll be able to download cups in the future, that could be really visible. And then your friends say, hey, you want to play this new cup? Oh, you don't have it yet. You got to download it.
See, that's why I think Nintendo... I think DLC gets a bad rep because... so many companies put out games that were incomplete only to patch them later, and it felt like this sort of like, get it out there, fix it later. Nintendo's not like that.
No, they're not.
So Nintendo gets it right on day one. Anything they add on top of that is just icing on the cake. So, I want more icing.
Okay.
I like icing.
And cake.
And all that. And And we're done. All right, that was a great show, guys. Thank you very much. Please remember to come over and check out IGN.com. We have comics, articles on comics, movies. I said we make comics, we don't make comics.
What?
Someday.
Brian is a
channels
comic.
for comedian. Wii U, 3DS, podcasts to fulfill every need. Maybe I don't know. Does
Yeah, we've got everything.
Here. We do
We've
so
got-
much.
We've got-
really good videos. We had some great Smash Brothers news stories for you to check out. We had a great batch of Mario Kart 8 coverage the week before that. At least I think it was great. I don't know. I worked on most of it. I tried.
Yep.
You
All
did
right.
great.
Cool.
I was there too. I wasn't even here, and I was helping you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
That's great.
And I lost 2 races on camera that everyone got to watch.
Good.
Do you know what I recently
man.
found out?
What?
So I have a DirecTV receiver at home. You can plug them into your network, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like DirecTV, the TV satellite
Yeah.
company. And they have a little in their DVRs now. You can search for something, and you can search YouTube for it. So I was actually watching IGN videos on my TV through DirecTV. I just thought it was
That's
funny.
awesome.
Like I never knew that existed. Like you search IGN, and then the result is IGN YouTube. You're like, yeah. And you can watch like certain
that's really
like
dope.
specific
All right,
videos. Yeah.
So you
That's
can
really
see us
awesome.
there too.
So
All right.
yeah, search for IGN space NVC and then on DirecTV, see if you find us.
And if you've got
Sweet.
feedback or questions, make sure you email nvc@ign.com.
Yep.
So really quickly, you can find Brian on Twitter at,
Agent Bizzle.
you can find Pear on Twitter at,
Pair IGN.
and you can find myself at Jose_Otero. Thank you very much for listening, and we will be back next week.
Goodbye.
Quack.